Oh, good afternoon, just on my way up to Oldham. If I can catch the last 10 minutes of the legendary Peter Brown. Summit up in Oldham, just on St Mary's here, Edgerton Street. Tap that screen, guys, please. Tap, tap, tap. Tapping it. Give me your roses. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, lace has come undone. I'm going to have to tie me lace up here. Just 1 minute, guys. I'm in Oldham, just going past the church up to shopping centre. Peter Brown's been there since 2 o'clock with the speaker, everyone clapping him. Oh God, I missed it all. Fucking missed it all. Guessing we'll be going in Wetherspoons for a brew or something to eat for tea tonight. Welcome to Oldham. Come on, get tapping that screen, guys. Big John here. I'm on a live. Weatherspoons. I'm not man of the moment. I'm not the man of the moment. Sorry.
Did you oversleep?
No, you won't believe it, you know. You won't believe it though. Obviously, Cassie's paralysed and I've had to like wait. No, you won't believe it, you know. You won't believe it though. Obviously, Cassie's paralysed and I've had to like wait. I'm going out, so I'm going to go in home.
Really interesting.
On what?
Really interesting.
Oh, right.
Get out there. This lady.
Paul and Chance, sorry, Paul. Oh, Peter.
But if we need to, I'll buy a bloody mobility scooter and I'll get up there.
Good on you. It's going to get it out there. Are you going to get it out there?
Yeah, it's on TikTok.
Right.
20 million people watching it or something like that. They get up, so, right.
Labour councillors are.
Peter, I see your banner. I see your banner here. What are you doing here today?
We're here because I'm sick of the corruption and regarding our councillors thinking that they're intouchable when they get elected, that's causing the vast majority of residents in Oldham distress, fear and distress. And it's absolutely scandalous when you get elected councillors who can abuse their positions, never get back to you, don't bother. Well, if you don't want to represent your constituents, then clear off.
What have the members of the public been like today?
All members of the public know they agree entirely everything that this banner says regarding the fundamental principles of this council. Honesty, openness, transparency do not prevail here. Instead, we have lies, deceit and collusion cover up against the people. And that's exactly what it is, John. Now, you're the leader of the, National Housing Party. And I wish you all the very best. I've supported you. I've come out leafleting for you because I'll tell you now, these three main parties and some of the so-called independents.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of them, me. I'm not going to say some, I'm going to say a lot of them.
Of absolutely despicable. They've lost the plot. politics has lost the plot. So while they sit in their ivory towers and they're on all this money, I mean, how can we have a chief exec £200,000 a year?
It's more than the Prime Minister, that.
Correct, but from what I've heard, haven't they got a finance manager regarding the accounts on £400,000 a year?
No.
Or did Paul Bootserick reform get it wrong? I listened to.
I don't think he'll be on 400,000. It might be a firm. It might be a firm. It might be a firm.
She's a lady. She's come from Birmingham, where they've just issued.
I'm sure it's not one single person. Might be a firm. If it's a financial firm, there's more than one person. But I don't think.
Well, it's raised alarm bells. £200,000 a year when people are scratching a living. But what I will
tap that screen.
Yeah, but what I will say is that it's come from a reform man in Oldham that put out that it's come from a reform man in Oldham that put out the statement from Keir Starmer at his election campaign that if they get in and he gets Prime Minister, you will not pay 1 penny more on your council tax. They're freezing it. Well, I'm going to hold him to account, John. I'm paying exactly what I paid last year. So I'm not having who's now a Prime Minister. Did he lie? Have we got Prime Ministers lying to us?
They lie anyway,
Yeah,
don't
but it
they, to get
doesn't
to the
matter.
top? I know. We
You've
want
got to-
honesty.
you've
Can
got
I
to
just
hold them to account.
look, guys, honesty. And you don't see that in any politician. I'm sorry, even with reform politicians, you don't see honesty. That's all.
I would have liked, when I spoke at a reform meeting last Monday in Oldham,
A representative just to call by.
I just said they allowed questions and answers. So I got up and I said, I've just submitted all the paperwork to Oldham Police for a protest Saturday inside the Spindles. And I turned to the reform members and I said, I'd like you to come out and give me some support. Where are they, John?
They're not here.
Where are they?
They're not here. They're no intentions of coming up. Let me just say, guys, right? A lot of these people speak out, and this is an opportunity to speak to the members of the public without thousands of people on a demo in Oldham, which Peter has done all day, and the other girls have been saying they've talked to loads of people. So that's what it is. It would have took any of the reform candidates or members just 10 minutes to come uptown, have half an hour with Peter and go home. You know what I mean? I'm here, an hour late, but I'm here. Right, but, reform, where are you? 10 minutes. Peter's not far right or anything. He's protested for years, haven't you?
The thing is, John, it's been silent.
Yeah.
We've only spoken when members of the public in agreement and they come and talk.
Yeah.
We've just stood here because everything on the banner is exactly what's being portrayed in Oldham and probably other councils up and down.
Yeah, definitely.
We're sick of it. You can't put in for a councillor then being totally untouchable. It just can't happen. People need help. People just need help. And when there's food banks, there's deprivation, and the CSC regarding Oldham Council, absolutely scandalous.
It is, Peter, it is.
And you've always come out, John.
Yeah, whenever I can, yeah.
I've
always come out. I've hardly missed any, but
and I have got you for it. I have got you, but you come out. Better late than never. But when you approach at a reform meeting and you ask, please come and support us. This is what you want, our support. Well, we want your support. Sure that you're in with us.
Can I just... There's nothing extreme on his banner or anything like that. He's talking about the honesty, cover-up, and, the council being transparent, that's all. 10 minutes for a reform member to come up, but they didn't.
2 hours we've been here.
Oh.
2 hours. And they knew the time. And I said, bring your leaflets, hand them out if you need. But if we get in political parties that want our votes, but they don't come out on issues like this.
National Housing Party, been on them all. Rochdale, Manchester, I've done them all, mate. There ain't no demo that's too low for Big John. Just thought I'd say that.
No, good on you, John. Good on you.
Go on, yeah, I can't see you, but you can
The
speak.
thing is, I think the people of Oldham need, and we do deserve, councillors and people that are actually going to fight for us and support us, because that's what's missing with the current council. We actually need people that are going to come out here and help us to put right everything that's wrong with the borough, because there's nothing right with the borough anymore.
There isn't nothing right with the borough, and you know, it's not just Oldham Council. People would have been watching last week, Bradford Council, members of the public in absolute uproar because their council tax is going up 10%, so why shouldn't it be in uproar? The public galleries were full, all different kinds of people, all screaming about 10% on council tax.
Nothing. They want crusaders, they want martyrs, and they want a 71-year-old man to fight. No, you must fight for yourselves. Fight for yourselves. There's no harm in it. You do things legal, you book it in, you do the paperwork to police, and you have every right to raise your concerns. I've still got the issues regarding Crompton Cemetery that's been delayed.
I thought they'd done work on it.
Oh, they have, but they've flooded again, John.
Oh my
Sure
God,
done it, but I've asked for a meeting, and I'm still waiting for that meeting. Yeah, you know, I've got some millet, you know, so they can peck on it like the chickens they are. I can throw some split coin down so they can bang their noses like the chickens they are.
Come on, tap, 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 guys, please, come on.
It's absolutely scandalous, John. You know,
I just don't know what we're paying for, to be honest. It's like they are there to serve us, we're paying their wages, and they're not doing the jobs that they are being paid to do. It's not acceptable, and I think it's about time people of Oldham stood up and said enough's enough.
We have every right to hold them to account. We have every right. The fundamental principles of a council is to us, the electorate. But they don't seem to bother. And like Reform said, they've no whips. Well, if you've no whips and you had a pub full, where are you all?
Yeah,
where are you
one
all?
representative, 10 minutes, Peter. It's unacceptable,
It is
honestly. And I'll be doing a video on it. I'll be doing a video on it,
I'm
mate.
disarmed. So me and my mate who became members, what have we become members for?
No.
What have we become members for? You know.
Reform, refund. Right, so it could have took just half an hour out of the time of any of them elected councillors around just to come uptown to say hello to Pete, take a couple of pictures. Nothing extreme on it. He's not here with any like bald head or baseball bat or like Doc Martens. He don't want to fight. He's organised this with the police. Police have said he can do it, so it's all nice and quick. There is no lefties here. You know what I mean?
We've also met some really interesting people who each one's got a story to tell. It would have been a brilliant networking opportunity for them as well. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to be here.
Yeah.
They could have put it out on the campaign literature. They could have put this and said, this is why we're standing in Oldham. This is why we have a political party in Oldham, because the rest of them have failed the vast majority of their residents.
Yeah, they're not, Chris. You're right, Chris. I agree with you. They don't do the right thing, but they could have come up today and just spent half an hour with Peter. That's all they could have done.
A gauntlet was thrown down.
He spoke out in the council against CSE. He spoke out outside the police station. Everything by the book with Peter. You know what I mean? There's nothing extreme. Don't shout for anything to be burnt down or anything like that. Just wants accountability and honesty and transparency from the council.
Because it's going worse. Politics is going to the lowest of the low. And I don't want to pay into it. I don't want to be involved in it. But I can't stand down and let sleazy politicians take the mick out of us. Not when they're having good salaries out of it. When you look round yourself, John, and we've got a new development in the shopping centre, they've taken up all the top floor of the council, put the video up top, John, They've taken all the top floor, the council, to run this. We're at back of where the council, any inquiries, council tax and all that, we're in there. Who built all this? It were overall people. It were ordinary workers like your mum and dad, my mum and dad, me. We built it. What have the politicians done? Only blow our money. They take money out, a very large sum of money for their own wages. They make absolute catastrophe decisions that cost us, and then they have the cheek to say, "I'm sorry, we've got this to burn." No, they don't burn nothing. It's all down to us. But everything that we walk on, living, going, has been built by people in overalls. And
Do
it's
you want to go on my
them.
TikTok? Do you want to drop me? There's about 20 million people watching that.
It's like, yeah, but it's like the young children, What's it going to be like when they leave school? What jobs is it going to be
Well,
for
they ain't got no jobs, and they'd be lucky to leave school.
Yeah,
The
don't
state
think
of them in
they'll be in
Oldham, the state of the schools in Oldham, honestly, they'd be lucky. The state of the schools in Oldham is a disgrace across the board. And I've talked about this before, Waterhead Academy, there's nothing. Even there's only so many good junior schools and that left in Oldham. It's an absolute disgrace. Kids aren't going to grow up with any kind of social skills or be able to get a job or anything like that. You couldn't believe. And the schools in Oldham, they don't teach English properly. I just thought I'd mention that.
Where's it going to come to an end, John? It's like I said, people in overalls, and they're the skilled people, they don't blow money because the firms they work for, if they've lost money, they'd be out of a job. Yeah. They do top quality work. Everything that we've had in here in industry. And what sickens me to death is when Abe Lincoln's statue in Manchester thanked the people, and that were my parents, my grandparents, who worked in the cotton mills, who would not bag cotton coming from slave trades. And Abe Lincoln thanked the people of Lancashire.
He did, yeah.
And then we've got Annie Kenney,
suffragette, yeah.
Suffragette. We've got people who stood by, and I can't believe the apathy. What are you frightened of? What are you frightened of in asking for standards to be brought back in, for accountability, for honesty, transparency, because it's all flushed down the can. If you let these carry on, you've got to stand up for your morals and what's right. It's your life, and you are accountable how you run your life.
Go on, carry on, Peter. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so, have people been agreeing with you today? Have they been
everybody,
agreeing?
yeah, everybody has. But it's like I said, they're frightened. What are you frightened of? We've had bent and corrupt police officers. We've had bent and corrupt doctors. Bent and corrupt solicitors. Bent and corrupt clergy. Bent and corrupt politicians. I'm not bent and corrupt.
Yes, Melinda, good evening. Good afternoon, sorry, Melinda. And I don't know if you're on the reboot course, but I hope you're enjoying it.
You've got to stand up for what your rights. It's like people driving. A simple thing like driving. The manners on the roads. It's selfish. Now, some people say it's because of COVID. We don't know the truth with the COVID, do we? We don't know nothing. They put laws on, disclosure laws on, where information regarding catastrophes can't be released until 30, 40, 50 years. Where's the cover-up? It's all a cover-up of everything.
No, I'm not, Pat. Definitely not. Can't make it tomorrow. Definitely not. Go on, carry on.
John, I were down outside Manchester Cathedral calling the clergy and the cover-up. Because we had a reverend, a canon, in Oldham, who sat with those bent, corrupt councillors. What were they there for? It's took 2.5 years to scream out in the public gallery, and some of us to be gagged and banned from attending, all for speaking out, wanting a full public inquiry into the CSC, accountability, and all those police officers, councillors, council officers, everyone who covered it up should be prosecuted and sacked. And that's what we asked for. But we wrote to the Bishop of Manchester and we asked for his help in the House of Lords. We never got the courtesy of a reply. We're over there tomorrow, Sunday, 10 while 11:30, Oldham Parish Church, booked in with police again. We asked because the lady over here who's put cover up got sacked for whistleblowing. It was
I'll go and interview
It was
Golly
under
in
a
a minute.
Methodist church. We asked help from the churches because it's had a canon from Oldham Parish sit with those highly paid council officers when over 100 was screaming out in the public gallery, and those that screamed out, me were one, were gagged and banned, holding them to account. But the Bishop of Manchester, David Walker, in his position as a Bishop of Manchester in the House of Lords, we asked him, could he do his best to get the government to come in to look at the cover-up regarding CSC and other things in Oldham. We never got the courtesy of a reply. And while we're over there tomorrow, 4 times now we've asked to speak to the PCC, a 71-year-old man and a 64-year-old lady sacked for whistleblowing. We've been denied it. You will never, according to the Canon Daniel Burton, you will never speak to the PCC. So who are these people? Who are these people that want to keep covering up the failures within the Church of England and others? Scandalous, John. Once again, thank you very much for coming out, and I wish you all the best with your party, John.
Right, when I get going again, right, I'm going to go over to Dolly, right, and I'm going to talk to Dolly, yeah? Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah,
You're all right,
yeah,
Dolly?
yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Dolly, what's, what else is it besides a cover-up of child sexual exploitation with you that
The reason why I'm here is because the safeguarding new cabinet leaders, I've given them some disclosures in a letter about the cover-up of, on Jim McMahon's watch, of the children in 2012, which has never been dealt with. And they still are ignoring it. They've not responded. I've not had any copy of the minutes. I've not had anything from them. I've put in a standards because of the way they didn't act professional. I've got the feeling, after speaking to Lisa Navesy, she told me that she hadn't got a clue how to do the job. Well, you need people who are trained on safeguarding children to be in that job.
box tickers?
Role.
Box tickers.
Yeah.
So like some, I just said about schools to Peter,
Yeah.
but it's child sexual exploitation, safeguarding
The
your
under
school.
fives and Ofsted in general, because they're the governing body that regulates schools in all of the country, let alone Oldham.
They're a
and
disgrace.
if they're prepared to cover up on a little preschool, what are they prepared to do if they can get away with covering up
Yeah.
preschool?
Yeah, you're right.
Safeguarding, failing because they weren't meeting the things because of the child abuse, neglect, emotional abuse, physical abuse, data protection breaches, the camera breaches regarding Vanessa George and Colin Blanchard. He's after getting out of prison soon, and he hasn't been released, as I know yet.
Was that
From
her accomplice?
Plymouth. Yeah, and there were Angela Allen from Birmingham. All these people who have, we had a safeguarding phone policy, and the manager were breaching it, but they're saying, well, she can breach it, she's the manager, she can say what goes on in the preschool.
So it's everywhere, it's every
it's
section
everywhere.
to do with
Ofsted.
Ofsted, to do with schools.
Ofsted
Yours is a
complicit.
preschool. The secondary schools are a disgrace. We've
Yeah.
just had a big child sexual exploitation scandal.
Yeah.
So it's everything to do with children, isn't it? In Oldham.
Yeah, and Canon Daniel Burton thinks it's just the CSE, and he said it's being dealt with. I said, no, it's not being dealt with, it's the under fives. The under fives are the ones that are at risk because they can't speak out, like the grooming gang children have now, because they're older. They can't speak out, and they're prone to being abused in the future if they're not looked after in
Yeah,
the foundation stage.
yeah.
They're just not meeting it at the council. They've got these new people, Shahid Mustak. He's not even come back with me with any ideas about how the meeting went, any results from that meeting we had, and that was last August.
He's going to make an expense claim, though.
But
They're
not putting the money into the children and the people that need it in Oldham for Oldham's future.
Yeah, so listen guys, it's not just one thing in Oldham, it's not just child. Everyone knows Oldham because of child sexual exploitation, but it's not just that. Dolly was in a preschool where they failed her and she ended up being a whistleblower. The secondary schools in Oldham are a disgrace. Waterhead Academy's just come off inadequate and it's been on special measures for a couple of years, and it's a disgrace all across Oldham. Everything to do with kids, which is the schools, the preschools, child sexual exploitation, everything, and it's all a
And
disgrace.
it's their future that matters.
So it's not just child sexual exploitation in Oldham, it's everything else that comes along with the kids, the preschools, the secondary schools. Google up Waterhead Academy, Google up Failsworth Academy, Google up Oasis Academy, and just write trouble or scandal next to it and you just see what comes up. Waterhead Academy has been on special measures for at least 2 years and it's come out from inadequate, but for its life of 10 years it's been disastrously inadequate all the way through there. So it's not just child sexual exploitation, it's preschool, which is Dolly's thing, it's the secondary schools, it's everything to do with kids.
Yeah, everything. Our children are being failed and still failed by Oldham Metropolitan Borough Council. The police are in on it because they don't want to know they've lost my file. And all the files I've sent to people have been lost. And they're always saying there's not enough evidence. It was covered up on Jim McMahon's watch.
Didn't a serving councillor say that he'd never received any emails from you or any information? Weren't that Mark Innes?
Mark Innes, yeah.
So, all right, pal, all right.
Yeah,
so
Mark.
Mark Innes said to Dolly that he'd not received any
He
information.
was practically rude to me, he was.
I sent him the emails, and he sent me an email to say that he got them emails. So, you know, like, what's he saying to Dolly? You know what I mean? And he's got my email. It was John Lawrence, National Housing Party, United Kingdom. So, can't miss it, and he could easily email me. But that's what he's done, and that's a serving councillor who jumped over to support the Labour Party when they lost the majority.
Yeah, Mark Innes has just told all the other people not to help me with the children because I live in Royton and I don't live in Shaw. But he's the guy, along with Lisa Navesy and Brian Oban and all them people who sold out the council and still haven't done anything for the children.
What do you think of Pete went to the reform meeting he had up there? Don't you think that one of them people could have just spent half an hour coming here today?
I'm disgusted that none of them ever turn out, because I asked somebody who I think is in that reform group if he were going to attend one of the child things in Manchester, and he sort of gave me a sermon on ages saying, don't come on my personal page about something political. I didn't think I was being political safeguarding children. I thought I was doing the right thing, what any normal human being who's got children would. He obviously hasn't got children, this man in reform, because he can't understand why I asked him. I weren't being rude or anything like that, and I've told him I won't trouble him anymore. I won't ask him any more questions.
So Peter's told them at a meeting last week, not one of them could even bother to do half an hour coming up. I'm here. I was late, but I'm here. And I always come as much as I can to anything that Peter's done, been outside the church, been outside the police station, been outside the council, I've filmed in the council. So, you know, I can do it. So can't one of them Reform Oldham members just spend half an hour talking to Peter? If you go on here, you know, like, counter-terrorism will be after you if they show your picture and all that, they will. Because they will.
Well, we'll be outside Oldham Parish Church tomorrow if Reform want to come and speak to any of us, because I'm quite happy if they want, I'll bring the evidence. None of them have ever asked to see the evidence of what's happened to these children. I'm prepared to show that evidence because Ofsted have failed them, along with Jim McMahon. And if none of them are going to turn up and do anything different as a councillor, what is the point?
Yes,
Or
Robin
MP?
Hobbs of England. Is that Mark or is it Jim Bob? Thank you, guys. Thank you. This is Dorothy Lord, whistleblower of Oldham.
Please somebody help me.
She'd been...
I'm after legal aid.
How long ago were it? When did it happen?
It's
Now,
over, it's been 12 years.
12 years she's been campaigning, protesting, council meetings, and she's progressed into public speaking herself. 12 years, Dolly, 12 years.
Been neglected.
I never thought whistleblowing would destroy my career with children. I never thought that'd happen.
And you'd worked with preschool 25 years
years.
with that, yeah?
I've been
Exceptional
under fives.
record and all that, I'm guessing.
I've got a clean record, I have not got a stain on it, I never even got a warning. They dismissed me with a protected disclosure in place at the time of dismissal, which is unlawful and illegal, and they've stopped me benefits for 7 years for doing the same thing, unlawfully stopped me benefits.
We'll get them back, Dolly.
And that's what happens to whistleblowers but I'm not trying to stop people whistleblowing. I want people to do the right thing by the children.
Yeah, that's what we want, guys. We want everything to be done correctly. And we want honesty, openness and transparency. And the toxic sign, because that's it, toxic Oldham, toxic politics in Oldham. You're better off being linked to cartels and gangsters. You can get away with everything in Oldham when you are. Well, Big John's here, Mr. Honest. I'll show him in that council. And I'm guessing the first time I ever do a speech, there'll all be heads, face palms and all. That's what they'll be doing when I do a speech. Lies, deceit and cover up to the public. So Peter's banner, so he's obviously paid for that himself. Never asked for anything off anybody, does Peter? But look at that banner. It's a nice, thick banner. That couldn't be less than 100 quid. That's got to be about 50 quid or something like that, 50, 60 quid if not more. We're in Oldham, guys, get tapping. We're in shopping centre, look round, Rhode Island coffee. We're outside the council, and we're live tomorrow morning outside the church. The last time we were there, someone threatened us. Some old geezer threatened us. But yeah, we're outside the church tomorrow. You know, the Church of England is just as guilty. Peter has been protesting against the church for as long as he's protested against anything else. Peter spoke in the European Parliament, he spoke up there, and he said to him in the European Parliament that in the media that the European Parliament people have been getting benefits like have been getting benefits like having boob jobs on public money, right? And he said that in the European Parliament. It's on me YouTube, go look at it, NHPUK TV. Follow me, links in my description, please, guys. Subscribe to my channel, weekly videos. Tuesday's political night, Friday's veteran night. So please get to my channel, NHPUK TV on YouTube. NHPUK TV on YouTube. Please get onto it, get watching some videos, some cracking videos on there. And if you look through my videos here, you'll see some good ones as well. So thank you, Dorothy. I'm going to talk to Peter again. You know where is Dorothy, no worries.
Them days, you didn't need any college or anything. You finished the job.
Thank you.
It's not good to keep fluffing around. I've got me out.
Well, it's like I said to John. The people who have diminished this country is our politicians. They might have been good at once over, but they're definitely not now. They waste billions of our money. And yet, who builds all this structure? Who builds the roads, the shops, the housing, the museums, the technology? It's overall people. People win who are actually brains, but what do we have? The politicians' career. And if we make a mistake, oh, I'm sorry, we've just lost you billions, but you're going to have to pay more income tax.
Here's something I read about what should be. If you did, it was in the paper, the World Trade Agreement.
Oh yeah.
I read about if they did that, because they let everything come in, they let it all come in.
They've done for years. From when I were a kid, a Yorkshire package, and there was a plastic toy. We're all made in China. They've been, you know, dealing with us.
See, yeah, but in the 50s and 60s, they were poor.
Yeah, they were.
And we were booming.
Yeah.
What's happened instead? It's gone over.
Our Dorothy, the legendary, so like started hanging around with me. Then next minute, Dorothy's public speaking at demos, and she got a story. And I'm not saying I'm a mentor. I'm not. It was just the next evolution of Dorothy's journey. That's what it was public speaking. It was next evolution. I never asked her to do it. She wanted to do it, and it was the next evolution of public speaking. So that's Dorothy there. Public speaker now, pro public speaker. Definitely, honestly, 100%. But that's the evolution of Dorothy's journey on all this and stuff like that. So I'm not a mentor. I just can take her to the places where we have to go and that, and do the filming. But her next evolution was public speaking, and she spoke at Billy PAG UK's demo. Billy's glad to have her on board. Her story isn't about child sexual exploitation, it's about failures of looking after preschool children, the most innocent. And that is what Dorothy's story is about. Nothing to do with grooming gangs or anything like that. Nothing to do with taxi drivers or anything. It's to do with preschool looking after the under fives. That's what it's to do with. But yeah, Dorothy Lord, the legendary Dorothy Lord. We're singing her name in Oldham for the rest of the time. So anyway, reform members, not one of you turned up. What a load of loser bags, honestly. You could have turned up for this. It's nothing extreme on it. There's no lefties or anything like that. There's no people screaming. Reform, you could have turned up, talked to Peter and talked to Dolly, but you didn't. Down with you. Don't vote. Don't vote. If they can't come out for something like this, they're not worth it. Down, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, snidey that. I can't believe Peter's been to their meeting the other week and asked one of them to come over, and they didn't. Nobody has come from reform members in Oldham. You're a load of scumbags, I have to say it. Got to say it.
They all clapped, the public that were there in the pub, all clapped, was the spines. Where is the spines? We're in this mess because ordinary people haven't got the guts and the bottle to sort it out. So they want a 71-year-old to put a Crusader vest.
So you organised, you told the police you were coming here for 2 hours, didn't you, today?
I did, yeah, filled in all the paperwork.
You have to fill some paperwork. So he's done it all legally. It's not far right. There's no lefties screaming at anyone. Just members of the public walking past and talking to Peter, and he's probably not even mentioned taxi drivers all day. You know what I mean? And nothing like that. So why can't a reform member come out to this? There's nothing on here that Nigel Farage is going to be upset with, is there?
John,
the fucking week. Fucking week.
Stand by me ground. 4 o'clock is the cut-off time. Thank you so very much.
No worries.
Always, John.
Thank you.
We can always rely on you.
I'll be there tomorrow as well, by the way.
Yeah? Good on you.
Yeah, I'm coming tomorrow, yeah. I was going to go away, but I've got no election things in, but I can't.
Just try it.
Yeah, well, you'll be rewarded at some point.
Just try it.
Thank you for coming, because you've made up for it. You give me a right good buzz. Sending me up.
Adam, Labour is our local MP, but we have 3 MPs up here, Adam. Jim McMahon, Deborah Abrams and Angela Rayner in Ashton. And I guarantee, Adam, you write this down, one of them are losing the seat next general election, one of them 3. Adam, make sure you write that down, and make sure you know that Big John Lawrence of Oldham, NHPUK, said that. Next general election, one of them three's losing the seat.
10 o'clock.
They absolutely got destroyed in the vote. They only just managed to get in, Adam, them three Labour candidates. Only just skin of the teeth this year. Next year, they're not. But next general election, they're not getting in.
It isn't running, see, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of going out supporting people without the money and you don't get nothing back.
So we're in Oldham, guys. Oldham Town Centre. That's the legendary Peter Brown. He spoke at the European Union. The European Parliament, Peter spoke to him in the European Parliament quite a few years ago. He's spoke in the council. He does things by the book. He's been to police. I'm doing 2 hours here today. Signed a piece of paper. He's done his 2 hours and he's going home. There's no far right. There's no botherboot people are here. There ain't no screaming people wanting to. There ain't no people drunk or anything like that. Why didn't a member of Reform come up? An absolute disgrace. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to do a post tonight about this because every one of them Reform people know Peter. They know he's not extreme or anything like that. He's not far right or anything. And they couldn't even come up to bother to see him. We don't like them words, anyway, them buzzwords. But John Lawrence, Nationalising Party. I'm in Oldham, guy. You've had a bit of Dorothy and Peter today. The legendary Dorothy Lord and the legendary Peter Brown. See you later, mate. Thank you. And the legendary Peter Brown.
See you tomorrow, John.
Where's her Ramo gone? Is she coming back, did she say?
We're waiting tomorrow.
So yeah, we're in Oldham, guys. Thank you, unrepresented. Thank you. Peter's legendary, honestly. There's nobody I know in Oldham who's said as much as him over everything to do with Oldham. Not just child sexual exploitation, the way the councils run, the shit work they do on that in Oldham and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going, guys. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, and catch up. We'll be live tomorrow morning outside the church. God bless you all. Catch up soon.